Thank you to Nintendo for providing us with a review copy of Pokémon Violet. I would say another year is about to be over if this was my original script, but we're now within the new year. Surely there's no better, more proper way to ring in 2023 than by reviewing a game from 2022, right? Jokes aside, last year's announcement of Pokémon Scarlet and Violet left me weary. Not just because of the trailer, but out of fear that Game Freak was wearing themselves out, alternating teams developing the games or not. But putting aside my concerns regarding the game's development cycles, let's get to the obvious. Pokémon Violet is the newest entry in the mainline Pokémon video game series. In fact, Scarlet and Violet mark the beginning of the multimedia juggernaut's 9th generation, and with them come a blend of familiar franchise aspects with new ones. Battle and train your Pokémon against wild Pokémon that roam the world, either by engaging in a battle or with the new Let's Go mechanic, allowing you to send your leading Pokémon forth as it attempts to knock out what's in its path on its own. Other Pokémon trainers are always eager for a battle, but now you can choose which ones to challenge by talking with them first. Locking eyes with strangers no longer instigates a fight. Most importantly, you'll experience the newly discovered Pokémon of the Paldea region, along with classics from prior generations. If you want to complete the Pokédex, you'll have plenty to do. Scarlet and Violet's biggest shakeup comes from how you progress across the region. Rather than travel from gym to gym, or wherever the story forces you to go, you get to choose which way your story plays out. Pokémon Violet features 3 storylines to focus on: taking on the Gym Challenge in Pokémon League as ushered by your battle-crazed rival Nemona, taking on the Titan Pokémon within the region to uncover powerful herbs with your rude but passionate classmate Arvin, or take on the delinquent Team Star and their bosses while led by a mysterious hacker. To specify, you're playing out the order in which you complete the story. In order to beat the game, you need to complete all 3 of these threads. But this freedom in how you approach them is really where Pokémon Violet shines. If you want to focus on the League, go ahead. If your interest lies with exploring, then you should seek out those powerful herbs with Arvin. That's how I went about playing the game. I didn't care for grinding along through another typical Pokemon experience. I wanted to enjoy my time exploring the new region and coming across any new Pokemon that I encountered as I ride on the back of Miraidon, one of Paldea's deities. However, once I decided to challenge the gyms and fight Team Star, I was severely underleveled and in control of Pokemon that no longer sought to listen. But that is what I like about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the opportunity for vastly different experiences. This isn't yet another linear trek where the only meaningful variance amongst players are which Pokemon we stick on our teams. I do think this could go further, borrowing aspects from the anime and how each companion of Ash's had their own objectives. Perhaps mastering contests could lead to its own ending, but that's something to focus on in a separate video, not this review. There's plenty more to enjoy in Pokemon Violet thanks to the numerous additions and quality of life improvements. Instead of digging into your bag for potions of berries, the new auto healing feature will heal the selected Pokemon based upon what's already in your bag. Know where you want to go next? Set a destination marker on the map. Dynamaxing is gone as the new battle mechanic. Terrestrialize is present, allowing you to change the typing of any Pokemon based upon what its current Terra type is. Then there's a vastly improved online functionality, which allows you and 3 other people to play the entire game together. Regrettably, there are unfortunate drawbacks due to the other Pokemon game that was released within the same year, Pokémon Legends Arceus. It's very strange that this new title features elements that were introduced in Arceus, but don't carry the torch without stumbling. Shiny Pokemon are visible within the overworld, but as Pokemon can despawn, there isn't that heart-stopping sound effect that informs a player when one is in the vicinity. The Masuda method for hatching eggs has been known for a long time now, and while Legends Arceus didn't include eggs, it did feature the ability to release multiple Pokemon at a time. That's also gone. The massive amount of engagement between the world and the player in both games are spectacular, but the step back that Violet takes is by removing the ability for catching Pokemon outside of battle, which is a really strange omission given the addition of taking out Pokemon without necessarily battling them. Moving forward with the downsides, it's been about 2 months since Scarlet and Violet's release, and both the fans and Nintendo are aware of their unpolished, buggy state. Whether you experience it for yourself or through the many other players on social media, Scarlet and Violet are full of issues. Models freak out, wild Pokemon are stuck on the walls or floor, and the camera is jarringly inconsistent during wild encounters or just positions itself within the overworld in tight spots. Occasionally the camera lets you see underneath the world, and some unlucky players have fallen through the world. Oh, and Pokemon pop in and out of existence, Terra Pokemon disappear without reason if you come too close, you can walk right through your rival's home, people discover duplication glitches, the Elite Four music loops the first few seconds, and there's so much more that I can't remember or just haven't encountered myself. Out of all the Nintendo published games that I've seen people talk about so far, I've never seen a game released in this state. I'd imagine that the people that haven't faced at least 5 glitches are part of the minority, as I thought it wouldn't happen to me, but it did. Several times. The glitches can be from a minor UI piece being stuck on the screen to the game hard crashing from playing together with friends, which again is the big new feature for this title. And it's truly a shame since Game Freak's passion for these games is palpable. So many of the new Pokemon designs are great, the bigger cutscenes feature a lot more movement and character, and being able to emote and play together with your friends is a treat. There is so much fun to be had with this game, and the more I play it, the more I like it. However, my job as a critic is to not just analyze different games as they work within their medium and as a work of art. My job is to also evaluate whether these games are products that are worth your time and money. Even though 2 months have passed, I don't think Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are worthy of the spectacular sales numbers that it has achieved. When a duplication glitch was found, Game Freak and Nintendo rushed to address that issue. But aside from fixing that and the Elite Four music glitch, what else has been addressed? We have no idea. There weren't any other patch notes on what bugs were fixed, and while Nintendo has stated that they're aware of the game's issues, nothing else has come about since December 1st. Are we sure there will be another patch that will fix the game? Maybe there will be. Pokemon Day is also on the horizon, and with it might come the expected announcement of downloadable content. Will that DLC, which going off of Sword and Shield's precedent will likely have to pay for, also be full of issues? People shouldn't have to worry about whether the game that they've been looking forward to for several months is actually a functioning product or not. I'm enjoying Pokemon Violet, I truly am, but this lack of polish is inexcusable, and for those that haven't purchased Scarlet or Violet yet, I suggest waiting until a patch addresses their issues. For those still looking to purchase one of them, wait for a discount. And regardless of how much fun there is to be found within Violet, I believe purchasing it or Scarlet sends a message to Nintendo that releasing games in such an unfinished state is acceptable. It is not. Thank you for watching. What are your thoughts so far? Do you sit in the same boat with me of enjoying the game but still think people should wait for a discount or for further patches? Or do you think the amount of fun this game brings is still worthy of a purchase despite its current state? Let us know down in the comments below, and always remember to return to the source.